guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am a full-time potter and I am just figuring out everything that goes along with that and bringing you guys along for the ride. So it's morning time. I am actually about to head out to my church to help make decorations for this summer's vacation Bible school, and I'm gonna stop and get a Dunkin' on the way. And when I get back, I'm actually going to attach the lids onto some travel cups that I threw yesterday. They're super popular right now. I think they're adorable and I really wanted to give them a try, so I'm excited to finish those up and to take you along. So let's go. That's good. Okay, I just pulled in right on time, so I gotta go. But my coffee was free. I used my points. It is delicious. It's coconut, caramel, and cream. Whenever they had the Girl Scout flavors, the Samoa, that was my absolute favorite. Usually you'd add mocha to this in order to make that, but I love just the coconut and caramel. I'm feeling pretty good and I'm excited to go help out. So I'll see you soon. Alright, I'm actually stopping at this place called Handmade. It's like an Amazon overflow reseller. I've been wanting a walking pad and my husband and I had one for a little bit, but it ended up dying on us after just a few uses. So we won one for 20 bucks. So I'm gonna pick it up and hopefully it works. Stay tuned. I got changed, I'm up in the studio, and I am going to add the tops on to all 6 of the travel mugs that I made yesterday. So hopefully they're not too soft and I'll be able to add the tops on without too much of an issue. I also made a bowl for a type of flower vase that's called an ikebana. My Grammy asked me to make it for her, so I threw the bowl yesterday and I'm gonna add 3 tubes in the center of it, like clay tubes. It's a Japanese style flower vase and I made one in high school. My Grammy loved it and she wants one, so we are gonna finish that up today too. I also made a 12 count egg tray. I've made some 6 count in the past before, so this is my first time doing a larger one. I am gonna get that cleaned up. So that's my plan for this afternoon. Hopefully I can get it all finished before I gotta go downstairs and make dinner. I think we should be able to get it done. All right, let's get started. but I have a lot of hair, so it's a little heavy to have up in a bun, but it needs to be out of the way. So got my iced coffee. Last night I just finished up these to-go cups and we got Chipotle for dinner because neither one of us were done working until like 7. So I didn't have time to make dinner, so we just ran out. But I'm up here today. I am just checking on them to make sure that nothing's cracking, that they're drying okay. I think the greenhouse is a huge saving grace. I don't know if I've talked about it really in one of my other videos, but that has been an absolute game changer drying wise. If you know anything about ceramics or pottery, you know that drying pieces slowly is key. And I used to cover each piece with a plastic shopping bag, like a Walmart bag or something, whenever I was done throwing it. And that got really messy because the clay is still wet. And so sometimes the bag would touch the pieces and it was just a mess. But this greenhouse has been absolutely amazing. I've just put my pieces in there as I throw them. And then whenever my session's done, I just zip it up and leave it. And they've been drying beautifully. I haven't had any cracks because if pieces dry too quickly, they're really prone to cracking, which just ruins it. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, we are just gonna make sure that the to-go cups are drying well, and I have a few pieces drying over here, 2 mugs and some little magnets. And those mugs were actually a commission, which I normally don't do commissions, but it was actually for an old teacher of mine who had asked me if I would be interested in making a few mugs for her. So I have those over there, and make sure that the ikebana I made is drying well. It's a Japanese style flower vase. And I made one in high school. My mom still uses it today, and my Grammy loves it. So I figured I would make her one as a gift, and I will never make one again. It's just making hollow cylinders and attaching those to the bowl, trying to smooth everything out. It's a lot harder than it sounds or it looks, so I'm glad it seems to be turning out okay. Fingers crossed that it hasn't cracked as it's been drying, but I am leaving this afternoon to go shopping with my mom and my Grammy at Hobby Lobby. So I'm leaving around 4, maybe a little bit before. So I feel like I don't have enough time to really get all involved in clay and stuff. And I have a lot of chores and like messages and admin type stuff for the business to do. So I figured today would be a good opportunity to do that. I also am gonna set up the walking pad. I'm very, very excited for that. I'm really hoping that this one works because I would love to just get some steps in while I'm like responding to messages or editing videos, doing things like that. Hopefully the walking pad works and I can get everything done before I need to go today. Let's go. we're finally gonna set up the walking pad underneath my desk. I'm honestly really excited to have this because a lot of my work at the pottery wheel is sitting down. There are some people who have standing wheels. I learned how to throw sitting down. So I'm excited to actually get some steps in while I get some work done because I really do try to exercise frequently, but if I'm being completely honest, that can sometimes be the thing that like falls to the wayside if I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm excited to actually be able to like kill two birds with one stone with this, you know, actually getting work done, editing videos, answering messages, working on my website while I'm also exercising, getting my steps in, getting some blood flow, that good stuff. So I hope that this one doesn't break after just a few uses. Fingers crossed it works out, but let's get started. All right. Big shock, the $20 walking pad that we won on a bidding website does not work. It showed an E on the screen, so I don't know if that means just error or electrical, but my dad's pretty good with this stuff. Nate is too, so maybe one of them can figure out what's going on. But actually this standing desk, my parents had gotten for me for Christmas, and they had to order it twice because the first motor didn't work and the second motor didn't work, but my dad was somehow able to fix it. So I am gonna ask him if he can do the same with this, if he can just take a look, because it'd be awesome to not have to spend $200, $300 on a walking pad and hopefully get our $20 worth that we already spent. Hopefully he can help me out there.